Another D23 is now behind us. Was it better than last year? Well, I'd say yes. A lot of Disney fans, including myself, had some mixed feelings coming out of last year's announcements, since many of them were less so upcoming projects and more what-ifs. But this year, the news was much more definitive. Well, mostly. So let's run down all the announcements relevant to the Disney parks and discuss them. Before we begin, you can really help the channel by hitting that subscribe button. We are super close to 400 subscribers and would love for you to join the DisDrew community. With that down, let's get started with the first reveal. Super small, but following up on an announcement from Star Wars Celebration in May, Star Tours is getting an update. Specifically, content related to the new Ahsoka series on Disney Plus will be incorporated into the ride. This is great. A lot of fans were worried that Galaxy's Edge would spell the end for Star Tours, but Disney clearly has plans to keep it around for a long time coming. Moving on, it was briefly touched on that Asha, the main character from Disney's upcoming movie Wish, would be a meet and greet character in Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Epcot and Walt Disney World. Not much to say here, but I do find it interesting that she's going to Epcot rather than Magic Kingdom. I wonder if they have plans for her in the World Showcase. Moving on to the Haunted Mansion, a few lovable Muppets popped in to ask the hard-hitting questions. In fact, Uncle Deadly must have watched our video on the Hatbox Ghost, because he asked exactly what we were wondering about. How can the Hatbox Ghost appear before Madame Leota's seance? Well, according to the Imagineer presenting the news, Leota uses sympathetic vibrations to materialize the happy haunts. Yeah, we know that. However, Hatbox is a very unhappy haunt, and he does not wait for anyone to summon him. He simply appears whenever he wishes. You know, I don't mind this. I just hope it doesn't confuse guests who are unaware of this little lore tidbit. Perhaps it could be explained in the queue somewhere. I also wonder if the animatronic will be more menacing than he looks in Disneyland. The sneak peek made him seem identical to the Disneyland one, which is a pretty smiley, pleasant-looking guy. I guess we'll have to wait until November to see for sure. Moving on to Avengers Campus and Disney California Adventure, we got a bit more information on the upcoming multiverse attraction. Nothing crazy, just concept art for the ride vehicle really, but it's nice to know that it's still in production and wasn't postponed or cancelled. Now let's get into the big one. Big one for me at least. Big like Big Al. The moment they mentioned the Country Bear Jamboree, my heart sank. I begged my computer screen, please, don't get rid of the bears. Thankfully, Grizzly Hall and the big old happy family will stay right where they are, but with a twist. The show will soon feature a new lineup of performances, where the lovable Country Bears will perform country renditions of iconic Disney songs. It's a bittersweet announcement. I'm so glad the Bears are sticking around, but I'm definitely going to miss the original show. It was raunchy, a little risque, but hilarious and such a blast. I never had a bad time in Grizzly Hall. Ultimately, I hope the animatronics get a well-deserved refresh, and the attraction continues to entertain people for decades to come. But if a few of the old songs make their way back into the show, I wouldn't complain. Okay, now for something small that made me super happy. A new pirate tavern is opening next to Pirates of the Caribbean and Magic Kingdom. I assume this will take over Tortuga Tavern. Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to the same name carrying over. It's unclear what the tavern will serve, especially since they called it family friendly, but I'm sure Disney will take any opportunity to add alcohol to a menu. But the best part of this news is that the Barker bird will return to the park. For those unaware, this was an animatronic pirate bird that drew guests into the ride in the early days of Walt Disney World. Alright, moving over to Epcot for a bit, it was announced that World Celebration would officially open in December. This is the area that used to be the center of Future World where Spaceship Earth and the Old Fountain were located. To me, this means Walcott will soon be a thing of the past, and I can't stress enough how great that will be. Also, Moana will have a permanent meet and greet spot near Journey of Water, which is set to open next month. As far as World Showcase news, well, nothing. No new country, no new attractions. Oh well. But a new fireworks show is finally arriving this December. Luminous Symphony of Us. That's very exciting. I love Epcot forever, but I think the park needs a grand-scale show like Illuminations once was. Finally for Epcot, Test Track is being reimagined. Now this was a super unexpected announcement, but wow is it exciting. The refurbishment was teased as a return to the original attraction's optimistic view on innovation and transportation, so I'm expecting a mix of the thrills from Test Track with the edutainment of Worlds of Motion. Awesome! I am honestly very shocked and disappointed that Spaceship Earth's refurbishment was not mentioned at all. I think that the attraction needs it way more than Test Track, but hopefully big plans are in the works. Now let's talk about last year's big announcement, Beyond Big Thunder Mountain. While this was a blue sky super pre-development announcement, it got people super hyped. While it was touched on, and described as a bigger project than even New Fantasyland, it's still just a concept in the pre-planning. No new information besides that. However, the other blue sky project from last year did get a big update, Dinoland USA. Well, I did say in our theory video that Dinoland was officially going extinct at this event, and while we still don't have solid plans in place, it seems the plans are solidifying quickly. Instead of last year's idea of turning Dinoland into mini-lands for Moana and Zootopia, it will now be based on the real-world tropical Americas. The land was described as a natural addition to Animal Kingdom, which already houses authentic representations of Africa and Asia. This new land will bring the natural beauty and wildlife of this region to the world of Animal Kingdom. And, of course, Encanto. This means Encanto is no longer part of that Beyond Big Thunder Mountain project, instead going to Animal Kingdom. But what will take over Dinosaur? Well, as expected by many, Indiana Jones. Now, there's a lot to talk about here, and I think I may need a whole video for this, but I will say that I love this idea a lot more than last year's, and I like it way more than Dinoland too. I do think both IPs can fit in the story and mission of Animal Kingdom, and I hope the majority of the land is still inspired by the real-world region, rather than just these IPs. So stay tuned for a future video where we go in depth on this concept. Now, there was one more big announcement for Animal Kingdom. One that we begged for in our Which Disney World Icon Attraction is the Best video. That's right, the Tree of Life has officially been fumigated. It's tough to be a bug? Well, it's about to be a lot tougher. A bug's life has now been evicted from not only Disney's California Adventure, but Animal Kingdom as well. You know, I do feel for anyone that loved this show, but I can't handle bugs, so I'm super happy that Zootopia will be replacing it. If you've watched the channel before, you know I am a big Zootopia fan. Since Zootopia won't get its own land in Animal Kingdom anymore, I'm glad it at least gets this 4D show. Finally, let's go back to Epcot for one last announcement. Figment! Oh my gosh, a new ride? Finally? No. Just confirmation of the meet and greet began a day after the panel. Wow. Maybe someday Figment will get the respect he deserves, but not this day. Hey, at least the line to meet him is 5 hours long, that's cool. And that about wraps it up. Unfortunately, the Epcot panel did not offer much in terms of new stuff, just a temporary return of Soarin' over California to celebrate Disney 100. I think overall, this D23 event was a lot better than last year. We have a lot of exciting new stuff coming. Yes, a lot of it is still in the planning process and might be far off, but it seems the Imagineers have a much clearer path for the future than they did last time, and the new ideas sound pretty awesome. I am disappointed with the lack of news for Spaceship Earth and Figment, and nothing was truly earth-shattering to compete with Epic Universe in 2025. But it still gave me a lot to look forward to for the future of the Disney parks. But what do you think? Was this a good panel? What was your favorite announcement? What do you wish they announced? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, please give us a like and subscribe to check out more discussions on these announcements. Also, stay tuned for my August vacation recap videos. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can unlock the magic with the power of imagination.